Bam. So I was coming down Alicia, got to the light right there at Poplar, made the right, went on down Poplar, got to my turn. Well, before I got to my turn, I noticed the police behind me. They never cut the lights on. So I kept on driving on to the house. Made it to the house, parked in the driveway. The police cut his lights on, his flashes, and jumped out the car and ran to my door. When he got to my door, he yanked on it and was like, open the door. And I was like, why you so aggressive? Like, what did I do for you to be so aggressive with me? And so he was yelling, let the window down, let the window down. You wear your license and registration. So I cracked my window a little bit at the top, and I handed him my license, and I told him, I said, I don't have insurance. So he kept it, get out the truck, get out the truck. So I was like, sir, what did I do? I said, you know what, I'm gonna get out my brother's side. So when I noticed
Why you say you was getting out on your brother's side?
Because he was so aggressive. Like, I ain't feel comfortable. So when I noticed he ran to the passenger side, I jumped out on my side. And then I walked to the back, and I was like, I'm right here. What's the problem? Put your arms behind your back. I said, what'd I do? Why you aggressive with me? Well, before that, I did. I ain't gonna lie. I snatched from him because I said, that's you hurting me.
When did he? Okay, so you got out the car.
He
grabbed you. Okay.
Yeah, he grabbed me, and I was like, I snatched away because it was so aggressive. Like, his grip on my wrist was too tight, and I was like, you ain't gotta be that aggressive with me. What did I do for you to be this aggressive and mad? And so he never would say. He was like, come on, I'm finna put you in the cuffs. Not that they never told me I was detained or nothing, or arrested, or being arrested. So he was like, where your registration and your license? I said, sir, I got you my license, and I told you I didn't have insurance. Straight like that. So he walked me to the car. As I'm getting in, before I get in the police car, I ended up, one of my shoes came off, so I took the other one off, and I was like,
how your shoe come off?
Because he stepped on the back of it.
When he was walking you to the car?
So once we got to the car, he put me in. He bumped my head like against his seat, like the back of his seat. And I don't know if it was a screw or something sharp was right there, because it cut me a little bit. So I'm in the car. Everybody just
Did you say anything when he did that?
I just asked him. Nope, I didn't say, because at this point my adrenaline up. I really didn't even, like, I felt it, but I didn't feel it. So I'm in the car. He ain't say nothing else to me at all. All the other officers that were there was coming and asking questions, and not even if I'm okay, but why I ain't give him something. And I was like, I told him I didn't have it. Like, I didn't do anything. And then I heard him when he called in and he ran my name, and the lady told him, well, it's gonna be a while before the system come back up, because their system went down. So that prolonged and kept me in the car longer than what I felt like I should have been in there. And I really felt like I shouldn't have been in that car, because what did I do to be instantly thrown in cuffs? Instantly. Like, it wasn't no conversation about it or nothing. I was straight put in cuffs and put in the back of his squad car. So the lieutenant came, and the lieutenant was asking me, he was like, did you have you been drinking? I said, yeah, I just got off work. I had a drink with my mom and pops before I came home. And he was like, because I can smell it on you. I was like, well, when I drink, I don't drink with chasers. I drink my stuff straight. So, of course, you're going to smell it on me. And I wasn't going to lie like I wasn't drinking, because I know I had been. But I wasn't drunk or intoxicated. And they never breathalyzed me, never asked me to do none of the little alcoholic procedures to even see if I was drunk or anything. So we sitting there, and he's talking to me, and he was like, well, what happened? And I'm telling him.
Who is he?
The lieutenant.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. So the lieutenant.
Where was the officer?
He was at the front of the car.
Okay.
I guess he was still waiting on the lady to come back from running my name for their system to come up. And so the lieutenant was like, just talk to me, explain to me what's going on with you. And I told him, I said, sir, I'm fine. I asked him, could he crack my window because it was hot, and I asked him, could he loosen my cuffs because the cuffs was too tight. I even got little bruises on my hand right there where probably can't really see it. But yeah, where the cuffs was too tight on my wrist, like that man had them just tight. I couldn't even, you know how you have a little wiggle room? I couldn't even do this in the cuffs without rubbing up against it. So he had the lieutenant had Mr. Officer Watts come back and loosen my cuffs. So he still, once he did that, he closed the door.
Did you find out what you did? What did
Nope, they never told me.
Okay.
Only reason how I know what I supposed to had done was because of this report. If it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have never knew what I did that was so wrong. And I still feel like if it's a traffic violation, why not stop me where you feel like I violated the traffic? You followed me all the way home, waited till I parked in my driveway, then cut your flashes on and jumped out your car. And I just was like, is everything, because it really scared me. And I told them, I said, this feel like Tyrese Nichols, because that's what they did to him. That man didn't know what he did, and that's just how I was feeling. Like, what did I do for y'all for not for them, but for him? He was so aggressive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, none of the other officers came back there aggressive, hounding me when I asked them questions. They asked back. I tried to ask this man a question, he wouldn't even respond. But
what you asked him?
I had asked him, what did I do? That's the only question I could ask him. What did I do? And so he was like, just sit there. You'll see, or just ignoring me blatantly. Like I didn't exist or nothing. Like I wasn't even a person. Just like he basically, what you do to something that you don't want no parts with. You know what I'm saying? You discard it. So that's how I felt, discarded. So yeah, I was sitting in the car talking to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant was like, hold tight, I guess the dispatcher came back on, because he made me wait a minute, because he went to listen to see, I guess, if my name was gonna come back, but I already knew it wasn't coming back, because I don't do nothing. I told that man, sir, all I do is go to work and I go home. I'm not in the streets. I don't do none of that extra stuff. I'm just a homebody, basically. I go to work and I go home, straight up. So once I guess they figured out and found out, let me pause and stop. Let me go back a little bit. So they searched my truck. Nobody asked me, could they search my truck? So I'm like, how they getting consent to go in my truck without even asking me?
When they searched your truck?
Last night while I was in the back of the police car.
When the lieutenant got there or before?
I want to say maybe before. They was going through it when he pulled up, if I'm assuming right.
So when the car stopped you, one police was in there or two? Two officers was in the car?
2 officers.
When he pulled up behind you in the driveway?
It was
oh, wow. So the one that was driving, who did it? Who came towards you?
T. Watts. That's who came on my side.
Was he driving?
Yes,
or
he was
driving. He stopped the car. He stopped the car in the driveway, and as soon as he stopped, he put his lights on, or?
Yeah, so soon as I went up the hill, because like we stay on the hill in the driveway. So soon as I went up the hill and hit the brakes, put my truck in park, he threw his flashes on. Right in that instant. So I'm like, dang, because I'm thinking maybe they just patrolling, because I know that I had been drinking, so I know I wasn't speeding. That's one thing I do know. So he that's when he jumped out his car. He had his baton out and everything when he came to my door. He yanked on the door. Before he said anything, he yanked on my door. Then he said, let your window down. And once I asked, I said, is there a problem, sir? Yeah. And that's when he went into, I need your driver's license and your insurance and your registration. Woo, woo, woo. And I told him, I was like, look, I got my license. I ain't got no insurance. That's all I kept telling him. I guess he wasn't registering, or that's not what he wanted to hear. Because he was, let the window all the way down. I said, sir, I gave you my license, and I let my window down enough to give you my license.
Why you didn't let the window all the way down?
Because he had his baton out. And he kept threatening to break my window if I didn't open the door or let my window down. So when my little brother decided, when my little brother said he was going to get out, I was like, okay. I told him I'm going to get out too. But I just didn't want to get out on the side with Mr. White because he was extremely aggressive from the start. Like, it scared me. I really was scared, and I'm still scared. That make me fear police versus that's who I'm supposed to go to and get help from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather do some stuff on my own before I get the police involved, because it look like nowadays it's always something with us as black people with the police. Even if you're not even a criminal out here, you still dealing. Yeah. Again, they go back to
I deal with that. Yeah.
That man wasn't a criminal. He went to work, did what he had to do. He was on his way home. I was at home. And that's when he decided to cut his lights on. I don't know if he was mad because I made it home. He didn't think I was going home. I don't know. But the fact that he was running up that hill with that baton stick in his hand, and then pulled his taser out and was like, he gonna tase me. So yeah.
So what were you doing? So when he said, let your window down, and you said, I cracked the window. You know, I cracked the window. I mean, the window's down, but you didn't want to let the window down.
Not all the way completely down. He felt like I should have let it all the way down. So, to whereas if he wanted to reach in here and touch me or do anything to me, he could. No, I wasn't giving him that advance over me. I just was not. So, again, yeah. So I ended up blowing the horn. And I told him, I said, I'm going to call the police on you. He said, I am the fucking police. I said, I know. But that don't mean I can't call the police. And that's how the lieutenant ended up coming out there. Because I had already told them that I was going to call the police on them. And like I said, when I got out the truck, once I saw him go on my brother's side, I jumped out too, because I ain't feel safe. And soon as I jumped out, he was on me, grabbing me and rough handling me and everything. And I was like, don't touch me like that. Like, what did I do for you to even be putting your hands on me? You finna go to jail. You finna go to jail. Before he ran my name, before anything, off the muscle, you just assumed you was gonna get something, so that was gonna send me to jail. But he didn't. And he was even madder because I walked in the house last night versus going down to 201, or nope, not to 201, but to jail Women East, whatever it's called. I ain't never been there, ain't trying to go. But yeah, so he was just, I ain't like it. I knew my spirit felt it first before I saw him jump out his car and saw him running up. I felt it in my spirit, like in the pit of my stomach, baby. That's what made me not want to. I really didn't want to deal with him. I really would have just rather dealt with anybody other than him, because at least they wasn't aggressive. Even the guy who was on the side where my brother was, he wasn't even aggressive with my brother at all, period. Not like he was the only one aggressive. And then I felt like also too, shoot, when all the other officers did come, it was like it was like they told him he had to let me go for the simple fact I ain't have nothing in the system. I don't have no warrant. Like I said, I'm a homebody. I go to work and I go home. So ain't nothing in that system on me, really. Nothing but some tickets. I me to it. It's plenty of tickets on me in there.
Not like you the best driver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody got a ticket once upon a time in their life. But it still make me feel some type of way. And then once I got in his car and he hit my head on the back of his seat, that really, like, that shit really pissed me off. Like, and I was really being calm, because the lieutenant came and talked to me, and I could tell. I knew I was getting upset. Because he even said, he was like, calm down, it's just me and you. And I was like, I apologize, but what the fuck did I do? And I said it just like that. And the lieutenant was like, hold on, let me see. But I guess, like I said, when he said that, that's when the dispatcher was coming back like, I was clean. And ain't nothing they could have did. And then they had searched my truck illegally without my consent, because regardless to who was at the house, who was who to me, I never said, y'all go ahead and search my truck. That I never gave them their consent. So for them to go in there and do that, then, you know, I felt violated. Is the word I must say. I felt violated. Because they could have at least asked, y'all already threw me in the back of the car without telling me why I'm in handcuffs. Then,
then they searching your truck.
And then they searched my truck. And I also asked him, I said, am I under arrest?
Who you asked that?
I asked Mr. White first.
The officer who was at your window?
Who put me in the car.
He
didn't say a word. He acted as if I was not there. He didn't say a word. I said, am I under arrest? Nothing. Got back out the car. Let the window up after I had just asked the other officer to let it down. And I said, I just asked him, could he let that down for me? And he did it. Humped his shoulder. Closed it up. Okay. I was like, well, I slid in the middle of the back seat and started talking. And I was like, I know I ain't do nothing. And I know I'm going home. I ain't going to jail tonight. Because I knew I ain't do nothing. And they really violated my rights as a person. He violated them even worse when he hit my head and he had them cuffs tight around my wrist. I felt like I was being bound, like against my will, maybe kidnapped. I don't know what the word is, because if it's the police, what do you call it? Because they feel like they can do whatever they want to people and get away with it. It's true. They are their own game. And then you have the higher ups and the other people around the person that's doing the dirty work and pacifying the baby. Good job. That's not a pat on the back. That's not a good job. I'm a whole woman out here. I ain't deserve to be treated like that at all. At all. I ain't deserve to walk around. I had to go to work with a black eye today. I wore sunglasses all day today. And I shouldn't even had to, because what did I do to deserve that? Like, what did I do? What, the turn to Poplar? The turn down Bingham? Or the turn down School Avenue? Was it the turn in my driveway? Like, what did I do? That was that bad for him to come at me so aggressively and do what he did to me. I'm still trying to process that. Because I feel hurt, I feel anger, I feel sad. I like, a lot of people, I think about, what if it's more women, people, men, whoever, kids, teenagers, who else has he done this to? And got a pat on the back for? Or they scared to report it. I don't want to be scared to report it. I don't. I want them to do something about that, because that's not right. It's not right. We supposed to look to these people for safety and protection. These the people we paying our tax dollars to, and this is how they treat us, black or white. This is how they treat us. And I said black or white because you would think it's more white cops doing it to black people, but guess what? It's our own race doing it too. They doing it just as well. And before I got in that car, let me go back too. That man told me to spread my legs.
Before you got to the police car?
Yeah, like when I got there, before I got in, he told me to spread my legs. If I'm correct, no man is supposed to search a woman or pat her down. They're supposed to call a woman officer out there.
He patted you down?
Yes. No woman officer was out there at all. And I feel some type of way about that too, because I don't want no man. No, if it ain't my man, I don't need your hands on me. I don't know what you was looking for, because I ain't have no pockets. I ain't have nothing on.
What you have on?
Some little knitted, some black and white little knit pants.
Like the tights that you wear.
Yeah, like some tights, but they just was pants and my work shirt. Yep. Yep. But I don't know what to say. At this point, it's just, I'm sick of it. You watch it on TV and you see it happening to other people, but when it hit your front door and it's you that it's happening to, it hit differently. It feels differently, because my heart goes out to those people that suffer behind the brutality of the police officers. But the fact, man, I couldn't even sleep I ain't getting out of a wink of sleep last night. I cried myself to sleep last night. I cried myself this morning when I woke up. I was sick to my stomach, throwing up. Like, it's bad. It's that bad. And it makes you not even want to, it makes me not want to live here no more. Like, I don't know what it's going to be like if I did decide to move somewhere else, but I don't want to be here no more. Straight up. If this the type of protection I'm paying my tax dollars for, hell, I might as well give me some real goons out here. And then that'll be protection for real. I ain't gonna give not two fucks about no police or none of that. And it's some people out here that don't. Like, toe to toe. So I can't, like, I just feel like I'm wasting my tax dollars if I'm paying for these type of police officers, like Mr. Watt, Mr. T. Watt. Let me put the T on the front of it so I can be very specific. It just was bad. It was bad. I don't want to experience that no more. At all. Because I'm still processing it.
It's a lot, because I was back there processing it. And I'm like, wow. You know, we was working today and flowing and, you know, going, you know, mind on something else. But when you get a second to sit down and think about what happened and why and how important it is for you to stand up for yourself. Because it's going to teach you to stand up for yourself all over.
Why they doing it? I never was told. Another officer told me I was detained. I wasn't arrested. I think the second officer that was in the car with Mr. White, he the one came and he told me. I asked him because he came to do something with the computer, and I said, "Am I arrested, sir?" And he was like, "Nah, we just detained you. We're about to actually let you out." He let me know that they was gonna let me go, and he was like, "Matter of fact, come on." And he got me out the car. And I asked him to fix my sock too. Like, can you fix my sock? When he had asked me to spread my legs for the pat down, it had slid off my foot a little bit, like rolled up under. And so he fixed it for me. And he let me out. He uncuffed me. And once he uncuffed me, he was like, "Now you need to sign this." I was like, "No, what I'm signing? And why am I signing it?" Well, this here is the citation for you. If you don't show up in court, you will go back to jail. And it's
back to jail.
Like, well, I will go to jail because they was trying to take me to jail tonight. That night, last night, that man motive, his whole motive was to take me to jail. So yeah, I feel like in my mind, that's where I was headed. That's where I was headed, and didn't know why. So, and it felt like jail in that back seat. That seat hard. Them cuffs was tight. But he let me out, told me I had to sign this, and I was like, "What if I don't want to sign it?" He was like, "Well, you will go to jail tonight if you don't sign it." So I signed it. And then that's another thing. We forced to sign stuff. It's a one-sided story. This is a one-sided story on this piece of paper. None of it has anything that I said happened to me. Period. But it's okay. I signed it. And I want to move forward with it and report him. Straight like that. Because it's time to fight back. It's time to get these officers off the street. I promise. Because my tax dollars is going to waste. If I'm constantly putting my money towards that, it's going to waste. I'd rather put my money towards St. Jude, Labonna, something other than that. The fire department, hell, at least they gonna come and
when your house on fire.
Right. The ambulances, at least they gonna come and try to help save me. But the police, no, they ain't gonna do nothing but hurt you. And that's how I feel in my heart. Police is out here to hurt us. They're another form of a gang. They don't want street gangs, but they want official gangs. And that ain't cool either. Because what make you better than us? Because you put on the uniform every day. If that's the case, hell, the trash man put on the uniform every day. Fire people put on the uniform every day. Nobody is better than the next person. And another thing, what if somebody did this to his daughter, his mama, his wife, his family, aunties, cousins, whoever? But you out here doing this. Now, how you gonna hoop and holler over here, but you on the other side around the corner doing the same thing? Like, that's wild to me. That's just wild. I don't know. You know, I don't know what to say no more. Because I wouldn't want to pay my tax dollars to this, honestly. At all.
Feel like you paying to get abused.
Yep, that's what it feel like. They get to take all the advantage while we have to suffer with what they doing to us. It's okay. You'll feel better in a couple days. My eye ain't go down today. It's my eye gonna go down in a couple days. These bruises on my wrist gonna go away in a couple days. And these things feel like little cuts actually on my wrist. Like somebody was taking something real fine and just slicing into my skin. Because I can feel it very well right here. Yep. But it don't make sense for officers to do that. Period. And I don't think he had his body cam on either. Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because his light went on. They had their lights go in circles. The only person I saw have a light on, it was two people that I can remember. Mr. Hall and the lieutenant. They're the only ones I saw.
Was it one? What about the dude partner?
I didn't see him
you
much.
Didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I didn't see him too much.
It probably was. Hopefully it was.
I hope it was. So, you know, I think the lieutenant said that they're gonna look into that. It was just so much
going on. You can't.
But I do remember asking him about the lieutenant about why everybody, like the other couple people, lights went on. But his and Mr. Hall was on.
Who was Hall? Different.
He a different officer that was there. He came as well. Mr. Hall didn't want to be there. You could tell, you could sense his energy, like he didn't want to be a part of what was going on out there. It was so much that Mr. Hall actually left. Before everything happened, he was gone. I saw him pull off after I was in the back seat. I saw him pull off. I was like, dang. Cause he the one that when they couldn't find the registration and all that, cause they was trying to hit Mr. Wyatt. He was trying to get my truck towed away from the house. Saying it's property of the cities, cause they couldn't find nothing with my name on it. Mr. Hall actually went in there and got the paperwork so that my family members could go through it and get my title out and show them that it was my truck. Mr. White, like I said, I don't know what I did to deserve that.
And you knew they knew where to find the daggone title.
So that was. So it was told to me. They was going through. I wish I had some paper or something, like. Let me see. We used this little Kleenex box. They was going through it like, we don't see it. Versus actually, let me see, actually looking and trying to find it. Whoever the other guy was that they had searching it. Because at this point, I didn't even know they were searching my truck. Until I noticed my door was open. And I was like, I saw the guy come raise up out of there. And I was like, who told y'all to search my truck? Like, you know, y'all could do that without my consent. This my truck. Nobody else should have said, okay. Matter of fact, forget what nobody else should have did. They shouldn't have went to no one else and asked to search my truck.
They asked somebody else to search the truck.
I was the driver. Why not ask the driver?
They asked your brother who was in there with you?
Nope, they didn't even ask him. So yeah. It's just all this is, I'm still processing it. Because I remember certain things at certain times. That's why I told myself today, I'm going to start writing down when I remember it so I can be accurate as I can be.
So when you telling you can't remember every detail, but you be like, oh yeah, now I remember that this happened, and write it all down. Yep. I remember why he said that. He said that because I asked whatever. Yep.
That way.
That was a lot.
Yeah. For some hours. I was out there some hours. Probably 2 to 3 hours in the back of the car waiting for the system to come back up.
That's what they said. Well, you just sitting there waiting.
I was waiting. The dispatcher, you could hear
you
her.
Listening?
Yeah,
okay.
I could hear her say that they system down. But I also heard when it came back up, because when it came back up, the lieutenant was talking to me, and he was trying to hear also what she had to say. And when she came back, she was like, "Oh, she's clean." She was like, "Oh," like in her voice you could hear like, "Let her go." Y'all stopped the wrong truck or the wrong person. You doing all this and you ain't even got a criminal. I ain't even got a warrant. I don't have anything on my name. Knock on wood. I'm trying to keep it like that. But yeah, so it's yeah. I wish you could feel my heartbeat. Cause it's like do. Every time I think about it, every time I talk about it, I saw the sheriffs on the expressway today leaving work, and it scared the shit out of me. Like, it scared the shit out of me, and this probably gonna taunt me for a minute, honestly. Knowing that I work downtown, right where they be. And like, it ain't all of them. I can't credit that behavior to everybody, but you know what they say? You got one bad apple in the bunch. So yeah, he that bad apple for me. Like, I ain't never really had to encounter officers, and when I have, it hadn't been bad, but this was like past bad. This was worse than anything ever possible. Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't wish this on nobody. Because nobody deserves to be abused by somebody they don't know. Nobody. Even they don't deserve to be abused by somebody they do know. But I'm just saying, let alone somebody they don't know. Nah, nobody deserves that. And every time I look in my eye or go in the mirror or blink, I can't even blink without it hurting. And you know, you gotta blink. I couldn't sleep on nothing on this side. All this over here hurts. All of it hurts. And it's bad. But I'm going to report Mr. Walker. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to be a victim. And I don't want to stay a victim to nobody. Because I want him to think when he see my little silver truck rolling, he can come, and I know she ain't going to say nothing. No, sir. I'm going to be the one. I'm going to leave her alone because she going to open her mouth. That's the one I'm going to be. Because it's a time to be quiet, and it's a time to Shout.
That's how
I feel. I feel like I need to shout it out. How long have you been doing this to people? How many people have you done this to? And all you do is go on about your night like you didn't do nothing. You were able to sleep in your bed like comfortably, like you didn't hurt somebody today.
Out somebody's life.
Because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it done made me look at police officers not the same. Like I used to have my doubts when I used to see that stuff on TV and stuff like that. But and the lieutenant shows it. I said, Mr. Lieutenant, I don't mean no one. Because now, when I was talking to that man, he was like, you don't seem like what they was telling me. I was like, because I'm not. And once he realized the reason I was upset was because what did I do? He was like, he understands me. He understands totally now. And that was crazy because what did I do? To be just getting off work, just left my mom and dad's house. You know, I'm going home, finna eat dinner. Yeah, dinner was canceled. I didn't even eat. I didn't even want to eat no more. I didn't even eat today. And it's a whole new day. And I just don't feel it. It's sad. It's sad. I wonder when people gonna wake up and realize we are all supposed to be one. Supposed to know how to live in harmony. I mean, not every day it's gonna be good. That's understandable. But at least respect each other. If you don't have anything else going for yourself, respect gets you a long way. And I guess that's where people fall off. Or get self-centered or feel like, well, what they doing is more important than what anybody else got going on. And you basically just forgetting about the humanity of being a person. And that's wild. But I'm trying not to let it break my spirit, though. That's why I made myself get up this morning and go to work. That's why I said I gotta report it. I don't want it to break my spirit. I have a sweet spirit, a loving spirit, a kind spirit, like a heart of gold. Anything, I'm not mean to you unless you mean to me. Unless you done something to me. Other than that,
they had to do a whole lot to you for you to be mean to.
And Chris,
I ain't seen you be mean to nobody.
Chris, I'm telling you, I just, because what that energy does, what?
Nothing.
Okay. You don't do nothing. I'd rather send my positive energy out here. Because at least I know it'll help somebody else. It might get the next lady or man through that day. Hey, how you doing? A simple, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Top of the morning to you. Positive vibes. And I don't want this stuff to break me. Because I could just shut it down and go wild. Lose my shit, really, because this man really put his hands on me. That's what he did. And then tried to clean it up in this report like I threw myself to the ground. Nobody in their right mind does that.
Were you ever on the ground, period? Were you ever on the ground, period?
Not at all. Not one
close
time.
To it, falling out,
Only when he asked me to to spread my legs and my foot started sliding. But that
because he took his shoe, because
he kicked my shoe out. He stepped on the back.
You just sliding a little bit.
Yeah. So I never was on the ground at all. But it's okay. I'm gonna be okay. And I hope some people out here that he done that too, I hope they want to step up, say something. Because it's time to say something about this, period. Just period. Point blank. Say something. Everybody ain't gonna be telling no lie. If 30 people come in here saying, hey, this man did this, and this, and you over there by yourself talking about, man, I ain't did. You and your gang, let me say that, over there talking about, oh, man, he ain't did that. This 30 plus 5 folks. Come on now, do the math. Everybody ain't gonna lie on you. Everybody ain't gonna come with the same story, different
unless
people.
It's true.
And I just don't feel like I'm the only one he did that to. I know I didn't do anything traffic-wise.
And even if you did do something traffic-wise,
he should have stopped me right there. Why? Don't follow me. Why would you follow me?
Or even if he followed you. Then still don't rush up to my car, snatching on my car door with your baton in your hand. And you didn't say nothing. And then you yell, let your window down.
Yep. Then threaten me with the
just right off. I seen them act like that before. They didn't do me like that. But one was really great. I'm talking about, like, you know how my mouth is. So I cursed him out and he cursed me back out. But he was really aggressive, beat on my car window. I was sitting on the street. Bah, 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 bah. I said, what the? I immediately, like, because to me, you are equal to me. I would have talked to the bum on the street the same way I would have talked to you or the whoever, teenage boy that was beating on my window of my brand new pretty black truck.
Okay.
In the middle of the night in Memphis, Tennessee, downtown. First of all, you scared me to death. Because you come out of nowhere and meet on my passenger window.
Wow, yeah.
So I immediately turned around with I went clean off immediately. Yeah, I'll tell you, do it. I'm just like you. Well, not just like you, but I'm like, you cannot. Because first of all, I didn't do anything wrong. Second of all, do not get upset because of how I'm talking to you because you beat on my window. That's how you came to me. You can get upset if you want to, but that's all you can do. But yes, I have had very bad encounters with police officers, and I ain't no criminal. I don't even speed. I used to speed when I was 20-something. I ain't got no speeding ticket and I don't know how long. If I get a ticket, it's for parking. Yeah, I park where I want to park. Oh well, I ain't perfect. Right. I'm gonna park where I want to park, how I want to park. Yep, I'm gonna do that. And if you give me a ticket, I'm gonna go pay it. Oh well. Oh, I got caught. Right is right, wrong is wrong. There we go. But no, don't. Yes, they are very aggressive. Even when I'm doing business, anytime, period. Even when we were at the Cook Convention Center, when that food truck was down there, and there was 2 officers parked right there going into, and I was like, hey, I was pulling up to let him know, I'm gonna drive down here, or can I drive down here and drop this stuff off? Yeah. But he immediately like rammed his truck back, like I'm finna drive. I see both of y'all. Why would I try to drive through the street when it's blocked off with 2 police officers? So when I said, sir, I was stopped. I was stopped because I was going to ask you if I could drive down here and drop this stuff off to my car. I said, but you rammed your truck back. I was like,